part of Skyfi Lab online assignment course. We are going to design a tall building for a 23 story. The grids in X and Y directions are 4 and 4, and the spacing between each of the grid is 6 meter. The column sizes are 500 by 500, 500 550 by 500 550, and 600 by 600. The beam sizes are 500 by 300, 500 by 350, and 600 by 400. The slab thickness that we are going to use is 150 mm. The material that we are going to use for steel is HYSD 500 for longitudinal reinforcement, and for steel FE 250. Concrete, we are going to use M40 grade of concrete, and we are going to use auto select option from the E tabs to analyze beams and columns. Now we'll open the E tab and we'll start preparing the grid line. We'll go to file, then we'll select new. We have used all the Skyfi online assignments. So once we select the use default settings, we'll select metric SI system, then Indian, then the code for steel is IS800, and for steel concrete it is 456 2000. The number of grid lines in X and Y directions are 4 and 4, and the spacing is 6 meter and 6 meter. The number of stories are 23. The top story and the bottom story all are of 3 meter high. Then we'll select the grid only option, then we'll click OK. Once the grid line is ready, you can see the plan and the elevation on the 3D view on the right hand side. Then we'll go to define and material properties. We'll go to add new material, select India, then we'll select the concrete and select the M40 grade of concrete. Click OK. Similarly, we'll go to, you can see the material properties for the M40 grade of concrete. Then we'll go to select add new material. We select the rebar material. Then we'll select FE 500, HYSD 500. Then we'll click OK. Again, you can see the material properties for HYSD 500. Then we'll go to add new material. We'll select FE 250 for the shear reinforcement and we'll click OK. You can see the material properties. Click OK. Then we'll define the section properties. We'll go to section, frame section, and then we'll add new properties. Then we'll click concrete rectangular. First we'll define the beam properties. The beam properties will first give the name as beam. And the size of the beam. We'll select the grade of the material. We'll give the name to 500 by 300. Then we'll go to select only beam design. Then select HYSD reinforcement as FE500 and confinement as FE250. Change the cover to 25 mm and 25 mm and click OK. Click OK. We'll create another beam. First we'll delete the unnecessary unwanted properties of frame sections by using delete multiple properties, leaving only the required ones. So we'll delete all the other properties which are not required for the project. Then we'll go to add new property, add copy of property, and then we'll copy the same amount. We'll give the name to the beam as 500 by 350, and then we'll change the dimensions. Click OK. Similarly, we'll go for the third property using add copy of property, and we'll give the name as beam 600 by 400. We'll change the sizes, depth to 600 and width to 400. To keep the uniformity, we'll change the name of the B 500 by 350 as B 500 by 350. Then we'll define the columns. We'll go to add new property. We'll go to rectangular column, rectangular concrete beam. Then we'll give the name as column 500 by 500. Then we'll select the material property and then we'll change the sizes to 500 by 500. Then we'll go to modify reinforcement. We'll keep the design as B column. Then we'll change the reinforcement for the longitudinal and confinement. We'll check the cover and click OK. Click OK. Next we'll add a copy of the same property and we'll give the name to column 550 by 550. We'll change the sizes, depth to 550 and width also equals to 550 and click OK. Similarly, we'll apply the same principles and we'll define the column 600 by 600. And we'll change the sizes to 600 depth and 600. Click OK. Now we'll try to define the auto select and auto select options for beams and columns. So we'll go to add new property. Then we'll select auto select option. Then we'll name the member as auto beam. Then we'll select the material property to concrete and you can see all the concrete members. We'll select only the beam ones and we'll click OK. So you can see that auto beam is created. Similarly, we'll create auto column. We'll give the name as auto column and select the property to concrete, material property to concrete and select all the columns and we'll select OK. So now we have defined auto column and auto beam. We'll define the slab sections now. Go to define section properties, slab sections, and we'll add new property. We'll give the name as slab 150. We'll change the material property to 140 M40. Then we'll change the thickness to 150 mm and click OK. We'll delete the unwanted unnecessary properties. Click OK. Now we'll define the load patterns. The dead and live is already defined, so we have to define the wind load pattern. So go to wind, type the load as wind, type as wind, and then select the code as IS 875 2015 part 3 and click add new load. Then we'll click selecting the wind load. We'll apply the modify load pattern. Then we'll change the basic wind speed to 33 considering it is a Bangalore. Terrain category 3, importance factor as 1 for the cyclonic region, maximum risk coefficient as 1 and topographic K3 factor as 1 and we'll click OK. So you can see that for Bangalore the basic wind speed is 33 meter per second. And the risk coefficient for 50 years of design period 33 meter per second. The value of K1 is 1. Similarly, the terrain category is 3, that is assumed 1. Similarly, the cyclonic region factor K4 is 1. So we have already given all those inputs into the software. So we'll click OK. Click OK. Then we'll try to define the grids and the stories because the stories have a different dimensions or different configurations at different levels. So we'll go to add modify stories, and we'll see that the first 8 stories are similar. So we'll keep the 8th story as master story, and we'll select similar to 8 for the all the bottom stories. Similarly, between 9 to 14 the stories are same. So we'll keep the 14th story as similar story or the master story, and we'll change everything else to similar to, or the stories which are below the 14th story are similar to 14. Then we'll go to 19th story, because the story below the 19th or between 14 to 19th are same. So we'll make the master story for 19th story as yes, and stories below the 19th story are similar to 19. And similarly for 23rd story, which is already a master story, and all the other stories below between 19 to 23 are similar. So we have all similar stories created now. Now we'll select similar story option, so that we can create columns, beams and slabs for the similar stories at different levels. So we'll select similar story, and then we'll go to draw column, quick draw column option, by going to the story 1. So once I click on quick draw column, I'll select the entire area so that the columns will be generated. Before that, I'll have to select the auto column section so that auto select option will be applicable to the columns. So now you can see on the right hand side all columns have been generated up to 8 stories. Select similarly will create beams and slabs. Here by mistakenly we generated the slab with the deck property, but we can change that by selecting all the slabs of the similar stories, and we'll assign the different property to the slabs. I have generated a slab with a deck property, so I'll select all the slabs, and I'll go to assign shell slab section, and I'll select slab 150 mm. Now we have changed the property of a slab to slab 150. Similarly, go to any story between 9 and 14, and I'll create columns for the desired shape. So all the stories between 9 to 14 will be getting those columns. Similarly, we'll draw the beams, and slabs. Now the slab properties changed to 150, which we have not done earlier. We have changed it later on. Now all the slabs between 9 to 14 are drawn. We'll go to any story which is between 19 and 14. So again we'll select the columns between those stories by using a quick draw option. Similarly, we'll draw the beams using a quick draw option. And then we'll try to draw the slab using the property of 150 mm. Now we'll go to the last set of similar stories, which is between 19 and 23. So we'll go to quick draw columns. We'll select only the portion that is required for the columns, beams, and the slabs. Now we'll change the properties of the supports from hinge to fixed. So we'll select one story and we'll select all the joints and we'll go to assign joint restraints and fixed. Click OK. So all the joints now have converted to fixed joints, and now you have all stories are set of similar stories. Now we'll try to apply the loads. So for application of loads, you can select the slabs of similar stories so that the slabs within the set of similar stories will be selected. We'll go to assign shell loads, uniform, dead, and the load will be of 5 kilonewton per meter square. Sorry, dead load will be of 2 kilonewton per meter square for the first set of stories. Then we'll go to select the second set of stories between 9 and 14. We'll select the slabs. We'll go to assign shell loads, uniform, and again we'll apply the same load of 2 kilonewton per meter square. Similarly, we'll repeat the process for all the other set of slabs. Now we have to apply the live loads for all the slabs. So we'll go to again story 1, and now we'll start with application of live load. We'll go to select the slabs first for the first story so that you can see that the slabs between 1 and 8 story are selected. Go to assign shell loads, uniform, and then we'll select the live load option. We'll apply the intensity of kilonewton per meter square, apply. Then we'll go to the second set of stories. And we'll select the slabs for the 9 to 14 story and we'll apply the live load of 4.5 kilonewton per meter square. We'll click apply. We'll go to the third set of stories between 14 to 19. We'll select the slabs and we'll apply the load of 4 kilonewton per meter square. Then we'll go to the last set of slabs, which is between 20 and 23. We'll apply the live load of 3.5 kilonewton per meter square. So now we have applied the dead load and the live loads on all stories. You can see that the live load applied of different levels shown with different intensities. Now we have to apply the cladding load on all the perimeter beams. So we'll go to select object type, and we'll select only the beams which will be easier to apply the perimeter loads. So we'll go to select, and we have selected the beams, and then we'll right click on the screen on the blank space and we'll select only the selected objects. So we can see that only the beams are visible now, so we can easily select the perimeter beams. So now we are selecting all the perimeter beams. Then we'll go to assign, then frame loads, and then distributed load. In the head of dead load only, we are going to apply a load of 0.2 kilonewton per meter. Similarly, we'll go to the second set of similar stories between 9 to 14. We'll select only the perimeter beams again. By selecting only beams, it will be easier to select the perimeter beams as it will not select any other element of the structure. So again we'll apply the load of 0.2. Similarly, we'll go to third set of similar story between 15 to 19 and we select all the perimeter beams again. And we'll apply the load of 0.2 kilonewton per meter again on the perimeter beams. Similarly, for the last set between 20 and 23, apply the load. Now we'll create an auto claddings for the stories from 1 to 23 by using auto cladding. So go to draw auto cladding, use floors and click OK. So now you can see that on the 3D view the cladding has been created. You can see the extruded view for the 3D beams using the extrude frame view option. So you can see that all the claddings have been created and the slabs and beams and columns have been created. You can rotate that using the rotating option for 3D view. I will try to apply the cladding loads, that is the wind load on all faces. For that we need to go to IS code and then we have to go for the application of loads. So first we'll go to story 1 and now we have to apply on all 4 faces considering the coefficients according to the IS 875 part 3 2015. So we'll go to that. So now here you can see that the wind coefficients have been used considering the ratios between H by W and L by W. So the height of the building is 23 into 3, which is 69 meter, and the width on also it is 18 meters. So 69 divided by 18 comes out to be 3.83, and L by W, so 18 by 18 is 1, so it is between 3.5 to 6 and 1.5 to 1.1 to 1.5. Considering 0 degree angle for the wind, we have plus 0.8, minus 0.25, minus 0.8 and minus 0.8 coefficients. So we'll apply the loads accordingly on the faces A, B, C and D. So we'll first select all the claddings on the A side, which is the elevation A, and then we'll click OK. So now you are going to see only the claddings which are there on the elevation A. Select all story option and click select all the claddings. So select first all story options and now you select all the claddings which are in the elevation of A. Then go to you can see that there is elevation on which also the low wind will apply, which is at different level. So we'll go to elevation B and we'll again select all the claddings and we'll go to assign shell loads and then wind pressure coefficients. So here the wind pressure coefficient for the windward side is 0.8 as per the IS code. Click apply. Similarly we'll go for the B side. So D side we are going to select all the claddings, then we'll apply for the C side also because the exposed face of C is also subjected to wind. Then we'll go to assign shell loads, then wind pressure coefficients, and the coefficient for this face is minus 0.25 and it is a leeward side. So considering the leeward side and the coefficient, we'll click apply and OK. Now we have to apply the loads on phase 1 and phase 4. Similarly, phase 2 and 3 will be applicable as the some part of 2 and 3 is also exposed. So we'll select all the claddings on phase 1 and then we'll go to phase 2. So check whether you have selected all the elements properly or not. So 1, 4, 2 and 3 will have similar coefficients. So we are going to select everything at a single stance only. So we'll select all the claddings on 1, 2, 3, 4 at a single stance so that coefficients are similar so we can apply it easily. So the coefficient for this is minus 0.8 and the option for leeward side. Click apply and OK. So now we have applied all the wind loads on the claddings from story 1 to story 23. So you can check on the perimeter side the wind pressure coefficients are applicable and the software will automatically calculate the forces on the structural members. So now you can see the second set of stories where the perimeter is subjected to wind load. So we'll go to third set of stories and we can check whether all the perimeters have been subjected to wind load or not. So now you can see that all the winds are subjected to, all the perimeters are subjected to wind loads. You can see that. Now we'll go to the last set, which is 23rd story, and you can see that the perimeter is subjected to wind load. Now we'll try to save the file so that the further modifications can be easily added to the software. So we'll name the file according to the Skyfi Lab assignment online course. So tall building design project assignment to Skyfi Lab online course as the name of the file that we have saved. Now we'll try to check the model whether it is correct. We'll go to assign, we'll go to analyze and check model and select all the options and we'll check whether whatever we have modeled is right according to the stability considerations or not. So the model has been checked and no warning messages have been received. Now we can analyze, go to analysis and run analysis. Now it will take some time so that because the number of stories, number of parameters, number of loadings are more, so for the analysis it will take some time. I have been using the Skyfi Labs online course for the modeling analysis and design of tall buildings. So these online videos are very easy to understand and very easy to apply on field. So anyone can subscribe. You can use the online course for the design of tall buildings and foundations and structural analysis using the Skyfi Lab course. So now you can see that model has been analyzed and you can see the deformed shape in the 3D view and you can see all the displacement parameters at each and every node and you can click anywhere and you can select the displacement parameters as the rotations and translations. Now we'll go to design, we'll check the view and preferences. The code selected is IS456. Click OK. I will go to design and we'll try to design these sections of the tall building. So now the members will be designed considering the auto select option, that is auto column and auto beam. So if the first set of column or a beam is not satisfied with the strength requirements, then it will ask you to reiterate the analysis and design for the next set of beams and columns. You can see in the left bottom corner that what process is going on at right moment. So now the concrete elements have been checked. Now you can see that tab is giving an information that 706 concrete members have been failed and we have to reiterate the design. So we'll reiterate it. We'll check for the next higher section. You can see that still one concrete member is failing, so we'll have to reiterate once again. So I'll click on iteration process once again as so it will again reiterate and it will show the it will check for the next higher section. Now you can see that there are no warnings, so all the members and columns, beams, slabs have been designed properly, satisfying the strength criteria. So now we'll select any of the concrete member, or we'll first check all the members have passed. So now the option is giving that it is all the members have been passed the design strength criteria. You select any member to check the design results. Click OK to exit the window. Then we'll start detailing. So click and start detailing the option so that we can see the reinforcement detailing, the for the beam, slab and column. You can see that the reinforcement or the plan at the 23rd story. Similarly, you can go for the reinforcement detailing for any of the beams. So you can see that the reinforcement detailing for that beam is given with all the longitudinal and the shear reinforcement or the confinement reinforcement. Similarly, you can go for the other members and their reinforcement detailing. So you can see the slab details at 23rd story and story at the bottom level. So this is the story at the bottom level. Now you can check the project report by clicking on reports, project report. So detailed report regarding the members or the defined properties and the assigned properties analysis and the design results will be given in the report. So detailed report will be helpful to check whether the structure has been designed properly or not, and it will be helpful for the submission of calculations. So you can see that each and every parameter has been included in the report. So we can see that the report is given with all the assigned, defined and analyzed design parameters. Similarly, you can get the summary of the report. And this way we can design the entire tall building. So try to go through Skyfield Labs online course, which will be helpful for you to design the tall buildings in all respects. You can see that this is a summary report. So we'll save the file and they are done with the tall building design.